Alright, so I guess I have to do this then. I know this is a bit different of what has been going on the channel, I guess. But this card game over here is one of the card games that I've enjoyed to play the most over the years. I've played different kinds. I've played Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, the big three, as you know. And I have tried I tried Versus, DC, Marvel, and everything. But this one is one of the ones I like the most. So I kind of wanted to do stuff about this, and my first idea of a channel here was to do a TCG channel. Didn't end up going that way because I was kind of like away of the game. I wasn't liking it that much and everything. I still like to play the game, but you know, those inconsistencies and everything. And well, I guess we now are getting another remake kind of thing to the game. They say they don't want to do another one after this one, and I hope they don't. And I guess I'm gonna start covering this, give my opinion on this one that we're getting now, and probably later when we get more news and we get the cards, I'll try them out, I'll play them out on Tabletop Simulator with some other people to try out the new decks, the new cards, the new mechanics, the new everything. And right now I think I just want to get my opinion on all of this out there, and I think more people should know about this game, because as you have probably heard on other videos, if you already play Vanguard or are getting into it or anything, you have like the big three, and Vanguard is usually considered the fourth, but it's like from the third one, from the top three to Vanguard is still like a long way down. So yeah, I hope more people get into the game with this, because there is a lot of new stuff and they're making it, I guess, cheaper to get in and everything. So I'll cover the information here and give my opinion on what's going on what we're like go through while we go through everything. The first thing that we got is like the new anime that we know. The anime has been going out on the Vanguard YouTube channel. This one, there is a trailer you can go and watch. It's on the Vanguard channel if I'm not mistaken, and I can leave a link below. And like, this anime looks a bit more, I don't know, from that small trailer that we got, it seems a bit more how do you say it, what's the word, mature, that's it. It seems a bit more mature and everything, and the animation, it seems much better too. And yeah, from what I've heard, the director, and from what I've heard, I think the studio and everything has made some good animes and such, so I'm hyped for that. I kind of want to see it, so I'm waiting for it to come out. From the news, we are getting it on April 3rd on the Vanguard channel, I believe. We have the special preview stream, but well, let's see when it comes out and when we can start watching it. Let's see if it is good as it seems to be. Then from all the other information, we get a bit of lore. We're getting lore on the game right now, and well, here you have a bit and everything. Gizu is destroyed, Messiah goes to sleep, and all of this. And then we have the changes to the clans and everything. So here I have a bit of an opinion. Like, I think putting all the clans together in like one nation, and like any card in that nation can be put together in a deck, I kind of like it. But at the same time, I'm in Murakumo, and I've been doing this, like trying to collect all the cards from Murakumo and everything. And I liked the part that I was focused on one clan only, and I will only grab the support for that clan. And even though if it was like only twice a year or anything, it would be like, time I spent money, it would be like more apart than anything. And now you can like basically put everything together in one deck, from the Dragon Empire or Kitter's Sanctuary, Brent Gate, Dark State, Stoicheia, Lyrical Monastery, all of that. I like it and I don't, just because of that thing, like I love that clan and the art and everything. But at the same time, if you're gonna see at the current game right now, you have all of these clans. So you have 24 clans if I counted it right. And like there might be clans that only get support like twice a year, and the support isn't as great. And then there are supports there are clans that get support like 5 or 6 times a year, and those that get support 6 or more times a year will always get like better support, more support, and will always be the better clan to play. So I kind of like that they're putting it into nations, so you always have support and you can focus on what you want, and you can always use those cards in your deck. You can focus on nation and everything. I still have that thing of the clan, but well, you will have the clan hearts inside of it, right? But with all of this, I'm not sure if I still wanna continue with Dragon Empire, which is the nation where Murakumo is in, and yeah, I don't know. I'll guess I'll see the trial decks. I'll play around with them, see what they focus on. Since on Japan stuff gets out earlier than on our side, I'll guess I'll look into it, look at the effects, look at the stuff, and see what I like the most and play it, I guess. So let's see about it. So we got everything together in nations right now, I guess, minus Bermuda is that clan that only gets support, I believe, once or twice a year, starting in the summer. As of right now, the cards sometimes are kind of expensive, and you have that rarity that the mermaids get legs and everything, and are even more expensive, more per collectors and stuff, but it's really cool. I don't know, you have all of these nations. Let's see what they make with it. Then we here have a bit of a resume on the new nations. So this is all like everything is 3,000 years after what happened. So since they're going into the Divine Gize here, I guess this is after G. So we had the first iteration of the game that ended in G, so it's basically called the G era. And then we have V, which was the technically rework of the game again that came out last year, I believe. I don't remember very well. And or at the beginning of this one. And then we are getting overdress, which is the supposed last one, and they don't want to renew it again. They just want to continue with it, and I like it. I picked Vanguard more. Well, I started playing Vanguard when the first trial decks came out, and I remember one of my friends bought the Royal Paladin one trial deck. I bought the Nova Grappler one, and another friend got the Kageru one. And we just played, had fun. We didn't buy boosters on it or anything. We just got trial decks and played with it. And that went for a long time. Then Legion came out, and I think I remember getting the Link Joker trial deck from that just to try out Legion. But we never played in tournaments, and at that time my other two friends stopped playing at all. And I think the first time I went to a tournament was on the G era, when I think we still didn't have G guards. So that's the first times I went to tournaments. And like, it's not easy when the nearest place you can go to a tournament is like 3 hours away by car. So and as of right now, with all this COVID stuff and everything, even harder it is. So in the V era, I've been collecting the cards. I have a deck built, but I haven't played with it. I played a few games, I believe, on Tabletop Simulator, because I'm on a Discord server that has been going for a long time, and you have like a lot of players. We have premium, we have standard, and everything. So, and we can have games on Tabletop Simulator or Cardfight area, which is another program that you can play the game in. And it's a nice community, and you can get a few games off in there. And I played a few, but I don't know, like, premium got into a part that turned to be a bit hard for me to make a deck, because there were too many cards, and I didn't have all of them, and looking them up online, it's like a lot of cards and everything. So I went back to I started standard. I was happy that I was like getting into the game from the beginning, I guess. But then it all went kind of array and shit. But I hope overdress. Like I was waiting for Yasuye to come out in V, which is the deck that I had on Murakumo on G, and then it came out, but I didn't have much time because of work and everything. So I don't think I even ended up playing a game as that. I played in the early stages of V, and now we have overdress, and well, I guess the game seems to be getting cheaper, which I like. um, but let's see. I'll talk about that a bit down below a bit later, because there is the prices for the new trial decks and everything, and I guess I'll talk a bit more about that later. So let's continue here, and yeah, we have the Keter Sanctuary now. That was the United Sanctuary. The Dragon Empire, which right now is supposedly the more developed one, that didn't suffer that much, and there is this egg coming out, and yeah, that stuff. If you want, you can combine and read it all. I'm more about like giving my opinion on overdress and on the game in general. And yeah, you have Brentgate, Dark States, Stoicheia, and all of that. Then we get the major changes to the TCG, and here they start talking about they are replacing clans by nations. So what I said before, putting everything into nations, so you can use every card from a nation to build a deck. And what is it more? Yeah, we have the D icon on the top left bottom, which means that this is from the overdress part. And yeah, here they talk about it. For clans based decks so far, direction for Vanguard has been to support all 24 clans at least once a year. Leads to long periods between each time a clan gets support and few chances to enjoy upgrading your deck. That's part of it, yeah. Because if you see it, when let's say you play Murakumo like me, and the clan on V, I think it got a bit more support, but on G it was like once a year. So you are only looking forward for that support that you get like once in that whole year, like once or twice. And that kind of leaves you like you are not hyped to anything. You are always playing with the same deck for the longest time. And with this mix is that you'll be hyped for the support that is coming, like from each 2 months, every 2 months or something. Because from what I saw, I think they're gonna try and support every nation, every booster, minus the what was it called, the Lyrica Monasterio, which I think it's gonna stick to the Bermuda Triangle way of doing things, like you get support once or twice a year for that clan only. And I think this is like, if someone likes to only upgrade a deck once or twice, I think this is still gonna be a good go-to. And yeah, let's see what they do with it. We don't know much. We only have a few information right now. There was a stream the other day. I waited a bit longer because I wanted to see if any more information was coming out. And I think this is everything we have right now. Another thing this is why I was saying the game is probably getting cheaper, is because they are getting rid of the rarity called VR. So VRs was like, it was like a card that you really have to have in your deck. It was VR almost always, and didn't really had a lower rarity. So these cards will always be like more expensive. It's not that Vanguard is an expensive game, because it was never a really expensive game. If you look at like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering, they are a bit more expensive games than Vanguard. but this is most likely, from what I can see, make the game a bit cheaper. And like what you will have is like the max rarity of a card would be triple rare, but then you will have all of these rarities that will be like on the booster a higher rarity of this card. So you will have common rare, double rare, triple rare, but then the same cards will have a higher rarity too. So this will probably be like people that just want to play the game and make a deck, they will buy cards until triple rare. And if you are one of those people that like to have your deck all shiny and stuff, you will have those other holos and higher rarity cards to pimp it out to make it shiny. So yeah, guess that's it. And here we have the new tournament formats. So premium is the one that you can use every single card on the game from since the first ever set from the game started coming out to every single other stuff that's coming out. So you can use G, V, D, and forward. Then you have V Premium, which is like from the V series, so the one that is ending when D comes out, below, so everything from the start of the game to the end of the V series. And they say they are going to support Premium and V Premium, releasing boosters for those formats. And then you will have the standard format which is the overdress, the D one, which will be with only cards from overdress forward, just from overdress, as you can see. And it says here there will be changes to the tournament format applicable May 14th. So this is, I believe, when the first trial decks and boosters are coming out or something like that. And then here is the best change, I think, and I've heard mixed opinions on this, but from my point of view, this was part of what made me like distance myself from the game a little bit. So I should have started with this, but the game works as this: you only have monsters. It's a deck full of monsters, and then you have your Vanguard, and you have like let me bring that up. You have the center up symbol, which is the Vanguard, which you can say it's you. Let's say it's you. It's the leader of the army technically. And then you have all of these rearguard circles when you can summon all of your other creatures, monsters, etc. to fight with you. And these on the rear guards can be killed by your opponent. The ones on the back row will boost the ones up top and give them their power, so the attacks are higher and everything. And the Vanguard is the one that will never be destroyed. And so you have grades from, I don't know if they show it here. So here you can see this little one is grade 0, this one is grade 1. Then you have grade 2 and then grade 3, which is the maximum you will be able to get at the beginning of the game, I guess. And the Vanguard, so you can only summon rear guards that are the same grade as your Vanguard. Which means if your Vanguard is only grade 0, you can only call grade 0. If your Vanguard is grade 1, you can call grade 1 and 0, and so on and so forth. So you have to ride your Vanguard every turn, and you want to always have like grade 0, 1, 2, and 3 to go to 3, so you can start getting your effects, your creatures on board to make your plays. What happened was, sometimes in a game you would get grade stuck, which means you will get like to grade 1, and even with the mulligans you would not have a grade 2 to ride over it. So you'd get stuck in there and you couldn't progress, and your opponent will probably have everything and he would continue going up, which means that just there you will be on a disadvantage. and they then later released the G Assist, which was like you can look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, show your hand to your opponent, so they see you don't have the grade you need. You look at 5 or 7 from the top of your deck, you see if there is the grade you need, you put it into your hand and you discard a card or something like that. But even with that, sometimes it didn't work because you wouldn't have a grade 2 on the 7 cards of your deck and everything. With this will make me enjoy the game a lot more. So with this, they're making a ride deck. The ride deck is you choose a grade 0, 1, 2, and 3 and you set them aside at the beginning of the game. And you can still ride from your hand, but if you don't have a grade, you can discard a card from your hand, pick up the grade you need from your ride deck, and ride it. What this will make is you will always have your good rides, and you will be able to always get to grade 3. And since the tournament of this game is always best of 1, you don't even have the best of 3. Like if you get grade stuck in the first game, you can try the second one or the third one. No, it's best of 1, so if you get grade stuck at the first game and your opponent doesn't, he will win very easily and you will have no chance. So I really like this implementation. There are people that say no and yes, it's bad, and others say it's good and everything. This will like change the deck building, so you will always want like a certain number of grade 1s, grade 2s, and grade 3s. And now with this, you can maybe run less grade 1s or less grade 2s and all of that. A problem that I kind of see with this is that you will always have your perfect rides. You can... So there has been these cards that only have effects on the Vanguard circle, or have better effects on the Vanguard circle, and you don't really want to summon them as rear guards. Which means sometimes you would still have to run like 4 copies of this card because you wanted to ride it, so you would run more copies, so they would like you had a higher chance of drawing them. With this, you may only like run one of those cards, you know, and it will be on your ride deck, and you can literally just discard a card to ride that card. It's not really a problem, but you know, there can be strategies with this, I guess. We will see how it will work better when the game starts. I might try it out still in V, and the new trigger that is down below, I might try it in V just to see how this will work. And as we can see, the shield values are going down again. On V they got shield values higher up, I don't know why, it's just stupid. But yeah, you have some Q&A. If it is allowed on B Premium, no, this will be only on standard, and you will have to use separate sleeves for your ride deck. If a card from your ride deck is supposed to be put on your deck, you put them on your ride deck, but otherwise it goes to your hand or graveyard, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And these ride deck cards still count as the main deck of 50 cards and all of that. So here is the trigger, the over trigger, that I'm a bit with this. Everything was going well until they showed this. So in Vanguard, when you attack or you're defending, when you take damage or you attack with your Vanguard, you do drive checks. So you flip the card on top of your deck, and you have these cards with the trigger symbol. You have some that stand over the other units, ones that will give your Vanguard or one of your rear guards more damage to the opponent, like instead of doing 1 damage they do 2. You have the draw trigger that will make you draw a card, and you have the heal trigger that will heal 1 of your damage. This one is called the over trigger, and it gives 100 million power to one of your units and will nullify the damage. So if you put this 100 million on a Vanguard, basically your opponent's turn ends. You can only use 1 of this in your deck. Only one card. It's only one copy. You can't have any more of them. Even then, it's like a luck factor, and if you're like almost winning the game and your opponent is like really like, even if you don't win this turn, they will be down on resources and you can win next turn. With this, let's say you do the first damage to your opponent, he draws this, and you can't do anything else in your turn. And then you will be able to recover his resources and maybe win you over, even though you have been winning for the majority of the game. This can present some problems, but since it's only one in a 50 card deck, that, well, basically it will be a 46 card deck, because 4 of them are already out of your deck. But we don't know. Let's see how it works before we like give more on it. So there will be more details revealed. They say that each nation will have a different one. This one is the Stranger, this one is a account, I believe, or this one is like one that you can use in every clan. But they say each clan will have one with another effect that, like, they will give 100 million and then have an extra effect that will be on par of with the nation's effects and everything. So let's see how they do it. Let's see how this will work. Might be a bit, well, Vanguard might be a bit of luck because of triggers and everything, but this one might be a bit too much. Let's see how it works. I might try it out, like I said, with the Ride deck too, just even with V cards, just to see how it will work, even though the game will be a bit different on D. Then here we have a presentation. So this is why I say the game will get cheaper. The MSRP of a starter deck will be $3.99 US. This is super cheap. Like, you can basically buy one of these decks and play. You will have five decks, different ones from each nation. The Bermuda Triangle will come, I believe, in summer. There is the thing below. We'll watch that later. And like, this is pretty cheap, and they said that you will have almost everything you need on one deck, on one starter deck to play. Even if you have to buy like 2 of the same deck for like have 4 copies of certain cards, you can always buy those in singles. That would probably be really cheap since the MSRP of a starter deck is $4, and you can just play with it. They're ready to play. We will have, like, I believe the like you can see here on the 14th of May, the starter decks will come out, and then I believe 1 or 2 weeks later the first booster will come out. So we'll have 1 or 2 weeks to try it out. I might even get all of the trial decks since they're so cheap. I might get one of each and like see which what each nation is about. I might unbox them on the channel and everything, so we can all see it together, and I might do some games with them online or IRL with my brother or something. Stuff we will see later. But here we have a bit of a review, a thing from the decks. So it says 15 types of cards, 15 new cards, inclusive one type of one holo card, 50 card deck, display content. Yeah, that part is done. So here is the boss units of each deck. So the Dark States deck will have this Diabolos Violence Bruce, which the art and everything is like Spike Brothers from the old stuff. Then you have the Chakrabarti Divine Dragon Nirvana, which will be the cards, which be Dragon Empire, which, well, dragons kind of comes, this dragons and fire comes for like Kagero. And you have the Kitter Sanctuary with the Apex Creator Bastion, which looks like a bit of a Royal Paladin and such. So we will see later what these cards do. And then we have for the other two, we have the Silverhorn Beast King Magnolia for Stoicheia, and the Aurora Battle Princess Seraph White from Brandgate. If I don't go with Dragon Empire, Royal Paladins and stuff were always something I liked, but they were really expensive at the time. Royal Paladins were always like the main protagonist deck, which made some cards more expensive and shit. and it would get like support almost always for some time. If I don't go for Dragon Empire, if I don't like it, I might look into Killer Sanctuary or Stoicheia because the art seems pretty cool, and I always liked like this type of art on the Apex creator, like Red Paladin and everything. But we will see that later when you get the trial decks, try them out, and see what effects we like and whatever. Then here we have the ace unit of the protagonist. This Trickstar, I believe we have seen a photo and it's a grade 0, so it will be his starter Vanguard. And then we have this this like his ace unit, which looks like a bit of like Victor from what we have right now, but that would be Nova Grappler, which should be Brentgate, but I believe the deck of the protagonist will be Dragon Empire. We will see that later too. But this unit looks pretty cool too. So you know, if we have different arts, I like dragons too and everything. So we will see the arts and the effects. I kind of go a bit on the two to choose a deck. I don't know. I like my ninjas, but you know, let's see what we get. And yeah, then it's talk about right deck, and then we have the new mechanic. Well, here it talks about the over trigger, and we will have a new mechanic that will be I think you can see it here, the persona ride. They haven't said too much about this. We still are waiting for news on that. Maybe later when we get the news, I'll do a video on, or I'll wait a bit more until we get a bit more news, not just talk about persona ride. Maybe I will. Let's see. But yeah, and after this, yeah, here we have the releases. So in January, February, March, and April, we still have V stuff. So I think there is something here that I want to get, because it's like Shirayuki for Murakumo, and I really like I still want to collect every Murakumo card, so you know, and I believe so. Here on top they're gonna change the background on this. I don't remember if it is for the Empire or for the clan, so if it is for the clan I can still see which ones are Murakumo, and I don't remember very well, so I'll keep that away. But even if I don't go for Dragon Empire, every card that comes out that looks like Murakumo for me, I'll pick it up just for the collection, because I still like them. So, and then on May is when we start getting the starter decks. So on May 14th we get all the 5 starter decks, and on May 21st we get the first booster pack. I might buy like a box or two, a box or two, not like a full box, just a booster box, you know. I might buy 1 or 2 just so get into the game, I have something to open in here for you guys too and everything. So that's it. Then on June we have get the festival collection, which is D2. On July the booster pack 2, which I believe will I don't remember what these were, but I think the July one will support 5 nations again, and I don't remember if it's the festival collection or the booster pack volume 2 that will contain the Bermuda Triangle. I don't remember the new name again. I still need to get used to that, but we'll have that clan too. And then on August we are getting a premium product, which is pretty good because there are a lot of people on this side that will still like premium, and they always say premium is never getting support and everything. So we are getting a product just for premium to support that format, and let's see what it is. They haven't said what it is yet, and it's still some time away, so we will still have to see that. And yeah, I guess that's it. If any of you are interested in game and anything, just try it out. It's like it's $4. It's pretty cheap. Just pick a starter deck, get a friend to pick another one, or just pick a few and have some people try it out. It's pretty cheap, almost anyone can get it with a starter deck. And I guess, you know, you get your starter decks if you like the game. You have like a week to try out the starter decks. If you like them, you can always choose one and then see what cards are getting into in the booster pack, upgrade it, and then you have like, you will have some time. You can go to tournaments and try it out, get stuff from this. A booster box is if I'm not mistaken, $50, around that. I don't know if the prices will change, but I think that's what's going on right now. I think I saw some pre-release stuff for that price, so you know, we're gonna see. And just, yeah, just pick one up, try it out. I think this is a good chance. This is a good game. I love this game. It's one of the ones I've enjoyed the most. And there is a new producer and everything on the game. And let's see how this goes. And I hope it goes for the better, I guess. So I guess that's it. Hope you liked my talking. And if you have any questions, just leave them down below. If you want to join the Discord server, that's on the down below too. If you have any questions, you can ask there. If you want to play the game, if you want to try stealing V, I'll send you a I'll ask the owner of the Vanguard Discord server I'm in. I'll send you an invitation, and you can play there. There's a lot of nice people there. You can ask for their opinion on the game, about like help building a deck, all of that stuff. So I guess that's it. If you enjoyed, don't forget about that. And I guess I'll try making more videos about this game then. Right now. So hope that's it. Hope you liked it. Bye bye.